about it is that you come to understand that all communities are layers. They are layers of life and death. I had a period of time where I would go and lock myself in the studio and, you know, and do my work, and it was great work. I mean, it was beautiful work. I got wonderful reviews, but it doesn't move me like this work does. This work really, it really feeds my soul because I'm feeding the souls of other people, and I think that that's the main part of that, is that I'm not locked away and isolated, and I'm actually in the community working, and it's the community that is the subject of, you know, of this whole process. It's their show. I'm just kind of a facilitator. It's funny because people have asked me, what's in Madison? Okay, because if you're going down 20, you'll see the sign that says Madison, historic Madison. Now, how many times have we passed by a marker and it says historic something or other, and you might pass by it, as I did for 20 years probably, and you never stop. So you view things from far away. You look, you know, at the exit and you're looking over and you're going, gee, I should go there, but you never get in, you never move in closer to see what's there. I call them my big suite from Zora Neale Hurston. They are protectors, they are allies, they are kindred spirits. We're connected spiritually. These women, and most of them are women, they know what I'm looking for, and they're there to kind of guide me so that I can complete the project. Yeah. Judy Barber, who directs the Madison Morgan Cultural Center, which is where I will have, you know, my work, introduced me to Ollie Rivers, who is on their board, but also very active in the community. And whenever I met Ollie, it was, you know, we were off and running. I mean, I met her one day and she says, I have a list of names for you, and I will go with you, and I will take you where you need to go. I went to her mom's house to meet her. I walk into the living room, and she's sitting at the dining room table with, the table is covered with photographs, and she's scanning them for her family. This is just something that she does for her mom. And in the course of the conversation, we start to look at these photographs and to pull things out. And she pulled out an obituary of her great-grandmother, and she remembered it very well. And I went, it was so beautiful. I went, oh wow, these are really, what a beautiful funeral program. You know how important they are. And I've been doing genealogy with my family. And I said, you know, as a primary source document, you know, these are so important, you know, because it's, sometimes you can go back and look up names to trace your family. So Ollie says, you're interested in obituaries? You ain't seen no obituaries. We got to go over to Meat's house. And I was like, Meat? Okay, Meat. I didn't know. Anyway, so we hopped in the car and off we went to go meet this gentleman whose name is actually Clarence White. They call him Meat, and he explains why they call him that. We pull up and Clarence is in the yard, and you know, he's a robust brother, you know, he's in the yard, and you know, he looks up, his beautiful smile, and Ollie says, rolls down the window, she says, we're looking for obituaries. And he starts to laugh. He said, of all the things that I thought that, you know, you would be looking for, obituaries was the last thing, get out. So he's like, come on in the house. So we go in, sit down, and he walks into the back, and he comes back out, and he drops a plastic bag full of obituaries that he has saved over the years. They date back to the 70s. And so, of course, I had a fit, because when you have these kinds of documents, it really is, it chronicles a community. And he remembered the stories about most of the people that were in the obituaries. And so I decided, what a wonderful way to get people to remember the ancestry of Morgan County. Who were the ancestors? Who were the people that had gone on, you know, before us? And ironically, Ollie and I, just from meeting Clarence, you know, we wound up spending a lot of time when we first started in graveyards. It's real interesting because Clarence had a burial ground on his property that was very old. I mean, his family has been a part of Morgan County for, oh my God, over 100 years. And he actually took us to his family's burial ground, and I got back there and I could not believe it. It was unbelievable, this burial ground. We think it's an Indian burial ground. There were graves that were sunken some 4 or 5 feet deep. There was one walled area that was graves. I thought it was the foundation of a house. He said, no, it's not a house. They built this wall around these graves. These are where the Indians are buried, and so on and so forth. So it was an amazing experience with the obituaries, and then leaving, you know, from looking at these obituaries, and then we leave and go to this burial ground. In the course of working, Mark Auslander, who's a good friend of mine, who teaches at Brandeis and Harvard, came down and he says, let's go to the Georgia archives. And I just so happened to be in town. I wasn't in Madison. So I said, sure, because I hadn't been out there. And so we get to the archive, and I go one way, Mark goes another way. And I guess about a half hour later, he comes back and he says, you never will believe what I found. And I was like, no, I will. What'd you find? And he says, I found the records of slaves being brought into Madison County. On the 24th, we will do a ceremony, an ancestor ceremony, a Gungun ceremony, at the African American Museum there, where we will actually call out the names of those slaves that we found in those documents. We will call those names out and pour libations and, you know, have a celebration and properly bury them. Almeida's father is white. When Almeida is born, he requires her mother, Anna, to dress her in white. Almost every day, the child was dressed in white. And Mrs. Hall said that according to her mother, that, you know, he would come to visit and he would play with her and just have a good time with Almeida, and she was always dressed in white. From that, I decided to do portraits of girls in Morgan County dressed in white. And I'm gonna actually print those pieces out on sheets, well, on fabric that looks like sheets, and they will be hung as a clothesline in the gallery. The third gallery, the largest gallery, right now it's planned, the largest gallery, I've blown up the obituaries. I've actually gone in and embellished some of the obituaries. Some of them are so beautiful. And you'd be surprised, there's so much information in them, not only, you know, just genealogical information, but you can get the temperament of a person, you know, from the documents that are left behind. I mean, in many ways, the obituary is you know, that's your leaving. That's the document that, that is left behind. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn's rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die.